Thank you, Gabby. Thanks for a very heartfelt, warming, and wonderful introduction. I really appreciate that. And I thank everyone here who has joined us today for taking your time to tune in and learn everything about women in DevOps. So I'll go over the goals and introduction for our session today. But before that, I would love to share a sentiment. So every experience in our life is a learning opportunity. And there is a lot of value when we are learning from others' experiences too. So I may take 5 years to get somewhere learning from my experiences, but I might get there in 3 years learning from others' experiences too. So today, I'm going to share a lot of my stories in the DevOps and the world of working women that helped me learn and grow. So here are our goals for today. So I would like to share, I would want to talk about 5 ways to rockstar your DevOps transformation and leading like a woman, and how can men help contribute. I'm Krishna. I'm mom of 2 naughty boys and a DevOps leader working with an incredible team at Embers. I also founded Crew. This started as an internal group, now extended to being external. It is a group we started to help empower women by providing opportunities to help and support each other. So running DevOps projects and getting things done, it gives me a purpose to my role and my work with Crew, and the satisfaction and the joy when people come to me and talk about how they found something useful, it gives me purpose in my life. So here are a glimpse of all the various organizations I worked with and pursued my courses on. So my first job as an intern was a network and system analyst. I slowly got into various operations engineering roles that now evolved to DevOps and SRE. And I loved this industry since day one. And I was fortunate to have worked in various projects and teams I got to learn from. So when we say DevOps, I like to start explaining with how it is interchangeably used as both noun and verb. So DevOps, on one hand, is a process. It's an ideology an organization embarks on. And on the other hand, there are DevOps engineers. These are the people building the tools. These are the people who are working towards this process. DevOps is defined and understood and implemented differently by different organizations. And there are several definitions of DevOps, but one of the most common and important one is defined as a combination of people, process, and technology. So change is hard. Many of you must have seen the J curve here. So it is an economic theory used in DevOps terms too. I was fortunate to be part of organizations that started the transformations early. So this is how a typical J curve looks like. And before the change, if we are talking in DevOps terms, say, take an example of a deploy, right? So a deploy is taking 10 minutes today. So during the change, what happens is that's when we start thinking about how to improve the process, how to automate the process, and what are the best practices we should follow. So you might have gone from 10 minutes to 20 minutes at this time, right? While working on this automation process. So that's when we hit the rock bottom. The rock bottom is also called the valley of death. So this is where we started questioning ourselves. We are thinking about how people will react and how this can be explained. But once we cross that field, we accelerate and it gets better. And now the deploy takes 1 minute. So I remember being experiencing every phase of this J curve. I remember when we were in the rock bottom and I did lose my hope. I did lose my hope one day and I was not very happy about it. And then I went to my CTO's office and he was always an excellent guide. And I went and asked him, like, do you think we can do this? And do you think it's possible? So I cannot forget the confidence on his face. He has led many of these.
Oh, little Scrappy.
Yeah. So he has led many of these. And then he
So
said,
hard
yes,
being cute, I know. I'm biting. What Why did he try to bite you? Because you touched his leg?
1 second.
Whoever has Scrappy, mic is
I'm
Hey
muting
guys,
him.
if we can go on mute, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I muted them all. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, so I went to my CTO's room and I was asking him, like, do you think we can do this? Do you think this is possible? Because I lost my hope at that point. And then I could not forget the confidence on his face. And then he was like, yes, Krishna, we'll make it happen. Like, we'll get there. And once we were there after the change phase, and I could see and experience how it felt. Like, I would feel it was a big moment for me. But because I have seen the impossible become possible. So I was like, since that day, I was never afraid of facing the challenge or lost my hope. I always believed that we can make anything happen if we want to. Even though people said it won't work, it's not possible, I always have the confidence we can figure it out. And there should be a solution for everything. I love to share my key points for a successful DevOps transformation. And it starts with stakeholders. So stakeholders play an important role in a project. These are the people or the groups that get affected by these changes. These are the people who need to adapt to this new culture. So we need to ensure they are part of this decision-making process. There can always be new things we may not have thought about, which they would give insights about, but so we don't want to fail in our project. So please keep stakeholders in loop from day one. An important point of DevOps is to empower development teams and facilitate the tools. The role of a DevOps engineer is to build tools for the dev teams as part of this process. So especially when a company is going through a big process changes, where developers are getting this tool to push code to production, it is imperative to train them, train the users properly. And this is all new to them. It's our responsibility to ensure it's not overwhelming, right? Once trained, and as they keep using these rules, you will see the confidence rise in them. And don't touch the code that hasn't changed. So breaking into smaller chunks will help us do incremental changes. And when code is broken, we will have independently deployable components. We can build independent pipelines to deploy them. Small and consistent changes will also help you climb up from the valley of death to the heights of success. So data powers everything that we do. I learned anything can be put into metrics. Numbers speak volumes than theory any day. And it's important to measure what matters. Communication is the key to any process change. One of the things I really enjoy is my ability to communicate well compared to my male counterparts. One of the things women in DevOps do really well is communication. They are excellent for this position because they communicate well, they help bridge gap between the dev and ops, and they help our systems communicate best. So now I would like to share a story that gave me this final push to start thinking about bringing awareness and starting through. So at our organization, we organize tech talks presented by engineers every other week. So a few months back, we were having one such event. I walked in with one of our female senior developer, and we saw our CTO already sitting at the head of the table, and all the other spots were empty. So it was a big conference room with many seats. I signaled to her to go sit at the table beside him. She went and sat at side of the table because she was not comfortable sitting there. Data shows that women systematically underestimate their own abilities, and they do it naturally. But one thing I also learned from this exercise is bringing awareness can help women realize that. And I myself have seen a couple weeks later, this friend of mine in a different meeting was sitting at the table with our other senior leadership members. And that made me very happy. Please don't get intimidated by men around the table or seniors. I have a daily management stand-up every day with 7 members, in which I'm always the only woman. If you do the math, yes, I am outnumbered, but I don't feel outnumbered, but because I feel powerful. I'm thankful, at least I'm there to represent the women. So when talking about women in DevOps or women in tech, it's unfortunate that I have to talk about harassment. In an ideal world, We would not have to talk about this topic, but now it's a must. Workplace harassment is such a sensitive topic which most people avoid talking about. And here's another story for you. I once knew a senior leader who wasn't very appropriate with his words many times. Sometimes we fear because of their position relative to ours, or thinking this will pass, or we are strong to handle ourselves. But that's not helping. I did that too. One day, when I became a leader and I was responsible for people, women who were working with me, and I imagined this happening to them, I got chills. I got chills that day thinking about it. At that time, doing nothing is not an option anymore. Management or HR won't know unless you speak up. It's not only about us. Imagine all other women we are helping here. Step up and raise your voice against such behavior. It took me that realizations to step up and speak to our HR and give them some proofs. So remember, as a woman, we need to have zero tolerance for harassment. Now, let's talk about something that is near and dear to my heart: mentorship. Mentorship is powerful. I know this because I've experienced this firsthand and I saw the difference it made in my life. It is very beneficial to have someone invested in your career. This quote means a lot to me. A lot of people have gone further than they thought they could because someone else thought they could. You don't have to do everything yourself. Having a good mentor can help you boost your confidence and help you reach your goals. Determine what kind of leader you want to be. Like, if not intuitive, identify someone you admire and specific leadership qualities they possess and you'd like to emulate. Find a coach or mentor who excels in a particular style. Practice it every day and create the feedback loop, one-on-ones or 360-degree feedback. That's how you ensure you're going in the right path. 56% of the organizations have formal program for mentoring. If yours does, you should consider getting involved. 67% of businesses reported an increase in productivity due to mentoring. If you can consider finding a mentor or becoming a mentor or both, it is only helping everyone. I launched a mentorship program in Crew with our organization, and the stories we heard were incredible, life-affirming, and such a great experience. We felt honored and humbled to be part of bringing such difference in their lives. Mentorship is a two-way street, and over the years, I've had many mentors and mentees who I learned from. I know sometimes men can have a bad rep, but they're equally important in this. Some of the best mentors I had were men. Men are an important part of our daily lives at work and at home. How many of you have had this happen in a meeting when you are talked over by men or cut by men to listen to their point? Many times that is not deliberate. They don't even realize. When I had this happen few times in a row, my manager stood up for me. He stood up and addressed our entire team of 19 men and 2 women and talked about how we need to respect women and be mindful when we talk. He didn't have to do that, but that meant a lot to me and I felt empowered. One second, I'm muting someone. Mute. Okay, good. I felt empowered. So men who are respectful and mindful of these regular conversations and actions are always respected. So we also ensure that when we host these events, we bring in such awareness to men. And we have had many young men join our events who started their careers too. After 10 years, these men will be managers somewhere, leading a team of men and women. If they have these values ingrained in them now and that type of thought process, they will benefit a lot of women in future and they'll serve as role models in their life. So my request for men here is to stand up for your people who work around you. And when you see any such thing that happens. So here is another women in DevOps story for you that happened with me. So a few years back, we were in the beginning of this DevOps transformation. We were trying out different models. And we tried out this model where we wanted to dedicate one DevOps engineer for each of the dev teams. So Scrum teams. So I was assigned to one of this team, which was known to have a couple bullies. Yes, you heard it right, bullies. So when I went to their Scrum every day, And then they did take a chance and they did bully me. But it was nothing personal. It was just the dev and ops mentality. They were showing the operations love for me. So I like to think myself as a strong woman and I can handle all this. So I ignored it. But over a period of time, I did get hurt. But the thing that hurt me was not because someone bullied me. It was about, I couldn't figure out even now or understand about how come all other people in the room just stood there and watched and didn't say anything. I learned that if you're not part of solving the problem, we are perpetuating it. Now I mindfully raise my voice whenever I see anything like that. So my request here is to please stand up in such scenarios when a woman is not able to for any reason. So as I mentioned before, I've had great male mentors and you all are great leaders and have such great experiences. So my request is to please help mentor women if they seek your help, or any woman you see that has potential or can shine with good direction. So I talked about J-curve, workplace harassment, mentorship, women empowering women, men empowering women, and standing up for yourself and others. I just want you all to reflect for a moment and think about what is the commonality between all this. My commonality here is growth. It's a story of growth, not just for myself, for women and in DevOps. So it's a story how we as individuals can help each other, grow each other, bolster each other. So what I want to do is I want to challenge you all. I want to challenge you all to take all this home with you. I want you to think about, pick one idea and see how can you use that to help grow yourself and your organization. Thank you.